Hey, what's going on, party people? Greg Jenkins here from Monkeypod Marketing, and I've got some exciting news for you if you are an Infusionsoft user who cares about how your business is performing. So one of the criticisms of Infusionsoft over the years is that the internal reporting options have been a little bit lackluster. Honestly, my personal take is that the reporting is actually better than most people give it credit for. It's just not super intuitive, right? And it doesn't give you graphic or visual displays of your data or help you analyze trends, right? But there is a lot of good information in the native reports. But regardless, the good news that I wanted to share is that Infusionsoft is ready to release Keap Analytics, or Infusionsoft Analytics, which is an internal reporting platform to help you visualize the actual trends within your business, to give you a graphic representation of how things are going in three primary categories. The first is contact or list growth, the second is email engagement, and the third is transactions and revenue. So this new analytics section of the software is a brand new feature. It's not a replacement for the dashboard. It's a separate area where you can run reports and see information about how your business is performing. So let's jump into the software and I'll show you how this works. All right, so the first thing you should note is that the analytics section is going to show up on the admin portion of the drop-down menu there. If you don't see it in your account, it could be that it hasn't yet rolled out for the application that you're in. They're kind of rolling it out in phases to collect feedback on this. But it also could be that it hasn't been enabled for you as a user, right? So there is a specific permission setting that controls whether or not a user can see the analytics section, right? Because some users simply won't need this. Now, right now, that permission setting is all or nothing, but I expect over time they'll give us a more granular setting to control permissions for different sections of analytics. Now, if we click into the overview section of the analytics area, it should bring up a snapshot of the three other analytics sections. So we can see at a glance how many contacts we have added today, this week, or this month. We can also see a rolling trend for those contacts, right? Month over month, how has our audience grown, right? How has our list grown? You could also see emails sent yesterday, this week, or this month, as well as the links and clicks as a trend over the previous weeks to see, hey, was there a spike or a dip when we did that launch or when we hosted that webinar? Now, you can click through on any of these individual metrics. It'll take you to the report in Infusionsoft that shows you those individuals, but the analytics section is just showing us kind of trends or at a high level how things are performing. If we click from the overview section back into the general analytics area, you can then dig deeper into the specific dashboards. So let's take a look at the contact growth dashboard. You'll see there's just more detailed charts and graphs that help you understand not only your recent list growth or audience growth, but also how it compares to previous years, right? So you can tell if, January this year was really good, but January of previous year was much better. Well, what changed, right? Or if you notice a certain spike that happens annually during a certain season, you can investigate the cause behind that. If we click into the email deliverability dashboard, this gives you more granular details and analytics with specific regard to your email sending patterns, as well as your audience's engagement habits, right? So you can see when people are opening or when people are clicking. Again, you can click through on the different metrics and it'll take you to the corresponding report in Infusionsoft that shows you who those people were that clicked or opened on that particular day. It also shows you like a list health overview for how many people have engaged recently, how many people haven't engaged recently, their various habits and behaviors. And then there's a section at the bottom that gives you some recommendations for how you might improve the general engagement with your audience. Now, if you have feedback on anything within the analytics section, remember that this is a relatively new feature. So I do expect them to make improvements to it over time, but we can actually help inform the way that this is designed or enhanced moving forward. So there's this give feedback link in the upper right-hand corner. Go ahead and click that. It'll open a survey that you can use to call out the things that you like about this or the things that you wish were maybe a little more flexible or a little bit more robust. And remember that this is the first version at this, right? So I'm pumped about the progress. I'm absolutely celebrating this as a milestone for what the software is, giving us in terms of guidance and confidence for leading our own businesses and making decisions about where our marketing efforts are or are not best spent. But I also want to make sure that we as a user base are doing our part to tell Infusionsoft specifically what we need, what we expect from them, and to give them the information that can help shape this to make it as powerful as possible. So if you already have the analytics section in your software, feel free to start playing with it. If you have any comments about it or questions about it, share those below this video or in the general community. And if you have suggestions or requests for how this could be more valuable for your business, make sure you are using that give feedback section to actually bubble that up to the development team so that they can take our feedback, take our requests, and use it to make the product that much more powerful for us. If you don't have access to this section yet, if you don't see the analytics area, first thing to do is check your permission setting. If you are not an admin on that account, it may be that it's just been disabled for you, right? But if you need these reports, you can have that permission turned on. But if you are an admin on your account and you still don't see this, just be patient. They're rolling it out in waves, and you should have access to this analytics feature fairly soon. That is it for now. I just wanted to highlight the new analytics feature. I wanted to make sure you guys knew how it worked or that it was coming. And I wanted to start some conversation around it so that we as a community collectively can help shape this moving forward. If you found this video valuable, please leave me a comment or a like or a subscribe or share it with someone else who it can serve. Take care.